it worked out. Marist won round 1. Somehow. They won't tell us how. That's a secret. How they win round 2, that may not be a secret to us as we head into the attack. Everyone from Marist, beelining through point A.
Yep. Gonna be going through straight onto A. Egg in the corner. Reveals themselves. That is a rough one right there. Could have gotten more, but a little bit too fast on the trigger finger right there, and they get caught out. Now, a site completely open for Marist taking. Oba gonna try and do something back here, but not gonna find anything as they get shut down by Yellow Bros.
Just Claw now on the drop. Has to burn through 3 members. Probably not gonna do it, but does have a Spectre, so may be able to find one. No, Yellow Bros has the better peak. Marist takes round 2.
Gonna be taking round 2. Now we can talk a little about Fracture, right? About this map. I haven't seen too much of it on the collegiate level, especially not in this tournament so far. So it'll be interesting to see how Marist trying to approach it. They've already shown that they want to go fast onto sites aggressively. There are some pinches coming through, and they might be playing towards hold control. But right now, it's kind of up in the air on what you want to do. You're going to have very quick defensive rotations in through that middle, quote-unquote, that is available only to the defenders at the start of it. And you're going to have, right now, a pinch come through. Yeah, so we're going to be seeing Marist play slow, start this one out, and then possibly pinch whatever site they want to end.
There's got to be a lot of reliability on especially 2 members on the opposing side here that aren't holding that spike to just execute from the other end. But, oh man, look how heavy that defense was on B side. They all have to rotate through mid. A pinch might not even be necessary. It's the first to fall from Canisius. Everyone now has to push it through the tunnel. The plant will go down for free once more. Remember, this is the bonus for Canisius. Yellow about to pop out to 3 members. Can't find any of them. Banana Boy gets the credit on the final blow. Fault line to stake out a little bit and draw them back. Sergeant McGee on that high ground looking for something. Can Argos land the spray? No. Does fall as well. A 3v4. Johnny has drop. Another fault line to stall yet again. Lucky doesn't find the spray either. This rifle round is proving to work out. Johnny, beautiful peek out with the Sheriff. Can he find another? No. All down to Gyro to stall things out. Finds one. Cannot get another. Surrounded too heavily, and Claw has more damage. Bonus round will flow the way of Canisius, but by the skin of their teeth.
Yeah, if Claw went down there, maybe if Barry's not too quick on the defuse there. But yep, there it is. Gonna be Marist taking loss on that round there. It is the bonus that is kind of an expectation, and for a bonus that was pretty good, but also they're not gonna have a great buy here for Canisius, right? Because of how good that bonus was, taking it down to only 3 people, getting that spike down as well. You're gonna have Marshals come out. You're gonna have a Bucky even come out in the hands of Egg, and that is not what you want to be having trying to repel this full buy coming out from Marist.
Sort of like a bonus. But this time it's for Marist. Lucky walking in really quickly. Poba trying to engage early with the Marshal. Does not find any connection with it. Law engaging from the other side is the very quick pincer on the B site. Marist, they know what advantage they have, and they're trying to not squander it at all. Yellow Bros finding Claw, but it's another trade out. They head into elbow of B site. Poba trying to launch through with a shock dart. Can't find much with it. Has another, but Johnny's on the other end. There's your pincer. And there's the spike getting planted. Now a 3v4.
Yep,
and gets taken down as well.
Yep. That's all she wrote for this round. Defensive now. Post-plant positions being taken up. And I see if they can get this this Vandal, but she goes down. Now it's just on Sergeant McGee to get as much value as they can in this round. Try to get Johnny out of there, but it's not going to work out. Can't even recover the Vandal and try to save anything. Is just simply going to be falling down in arcade, and nice little red flare in the sky there to mark the victory.
Yeah, that's a nice aesthetic there. I want to see that again. But in order to do that, Canisius has to lose again, and they're certainly not looking to do that. Now, another sort of hybrid now. I mean, lights across the entire board. And they're still kind of deciding on what they want to use. They only have the Empress available in the bank for ults as well, so Canisius is working on bar nothing, which is why they're going to opt for another hybrid save moment, while Marist is going to take that and roll with it as far as they can.
Yep, there it is, coming over. Oba finds the information with that drone. They're gonna try to back up, and in fact, gonna keep on pushing through this wall. It's now broken. Can Yellowbows find the value? No! Finds it when the slow orb's coming out, and Yellowbows is on the site. The entry has found it. 2 for 0, and that's the best you can ask for any entry, but Sergeant McGee shuts them down with that Sheriff. And again, Sheriffs are too dangerous to be ignored, but instead they're gonna get overwhelmed right there as Claw finding another. There's some damage happening in this round, some economic damage that they're definitely gonna want going into the into this next round.
Certainly some damage still getting done, but probably not enough to finish this round off. I will say, Claw getting another kill there. I mean, that widens the gap that Marist had been creating economically as we head into the halfway point of this round of this swap. Even so, 4-1 now. Canisius will finally have enough eco to go for a full buy here, but it is against a fully bought Marist as well.
Yes, and gonna be full buys coming out. Sergeant McGee is gonna have the ability to full buy, but might be sacrificing some util for it. Might not, don't quite know. But we are gonna be seeing a quite demanding lead so far for Marist being accrued on this attacking side. I think there's no consensus on this map just yet. I think statistically it's a slight attacker's favorite, so not unexpected to see this. And now with this Viper's pit on A, do they wish to just go through it? Even with this Sergeant McGee here ready to repel them as well. This is a dangerous push into the Viper's pit.
I mean, they have the sandwich ready, but how effective can it be against so much Viper utility? Et can stand alone for a long time, and she can't really be contested until Marist enters, but they have a Blade Storm, a Res, and an Orbital Strike to make it happen. Never mind, no Orbital Strike. Johnny falls. Gyro can trade it out onto Sergeant McGee, though. Still a 4v4. Rosetto vibing around her pit, waiting for the next Wanted member to waltz in and find their death. Berry, Banana Boy trying to find a head on Lucky. Does see it, but Lucky sees them too. And a trade without any sightline for either member, really, will result in not too much damage. Gyro from the other end, going all the way inside, finds Banana. Now looking for Claw, who's come through on the mid-rotation. They're going to deal with everyone except for Et to make this counter push as easy as possible. Claw's not having any of it, is able to find Lucky before finally falling to Argos. Yellow has stayed in this pit the whole time and has been searching for Et all along. The spike is going to be going to point B the whole time.
Et has to get out of here. Do they know the jet is behind them?
Absolutely not, they don't. Oh. But they might be able to get to point B in time to avoid the sight line for a moment.
Ooh, almost.
That was
that
unlucky sight line, but he hears him.
Wait.
Yep. Oh, Yellow gets the sight line tailwind out. This is going to be the first fight before the real fight even starts, and Yellow can win that preliminary one. Canisius once again falls on the defense. 5-1 Marist.
5-1. Going to be coming out here. And I think we didn't know what happened in that Marist versus Canisius game before, but this is probably what they saw before. Marist here is overwhelming in their ability to rush these sites extremely fast, right? They're hitting the sites extremely fast very early in the round. They're not trying to play slow and bait out utility or bait out information or play for information. They're kind of pushing the site, gathering information that way. If they win the site, they win the site. Or if they don't have a way easily on top, they have the information on who's there and they rotate accordingly. So far, Tour de Force already going to be down to 4 shots, though. Taking out that drone just a little bit too late, but now that's dangerous, Cobra, to take that duel.
Argos does find one with the Tour de Force. All the ults are out for Marist, but members are falling quickly. Et, beautiful shot with the Marshall. My goodness. Now a 4v2. Canisius all of a sudden looking amazing, but Argos still in this rampage with the Tour de Force. There's another kill. Lucky right behind them. The only 2 remaining members of Marist for the time being, and seem a bit unsure of where to go. 3 members to attack against, and Sergeant McGee could be that first one, but Lucky does have that res available, so that's a quick third pick, and Gyro already losing some health. Sergeant McGee sees them on the res. So it's basically even Stevens for this trade war. Oh, Banana's getting aggressed. That wallbang, though, has the healing orb. Get back up.
Off your feet.
Everyone's getting so aggressed.
One enemy remaining.
The Rolling Thunder, and Et can get 2 kills as they all file in, all down to Lucky. Does find Et.
30 seconds left.
Aftershock can't hit them in time. McGee on the other end, and Lucky might have enough time to rotate this, but it's going to be tight. They have to play this safe, but they also have to play it fast, and Marist's final member might not be able to do both.
12 seconds to go.
10
Lucky,
seconds left.
walking forward, gonna find the
One
pick
enemy
onto
remaining.
Barry. Now that's the plant down, just in time. Does Sergeant McGee
Spike planted.
read where they're gonna swing, or even if they're gonna swing. They're not swinging just yet, and they're gonna find it! There we go, Lucky's down. Second round on the board for Canisius. Sergeant McGee getting it done, and I think what I saw from Canisius before, Sergeant McGee was definitely a pivotal part of how they were winning out rounds and trying to fight for position in the match as a whole, because man, they can hit some shots sometimes, and right there they win that duel. They're going to set themselves up for maybe a start of a comeback.
Lucky had to take a risk there, and it didn't pay off. Sergeant McGee, great patience there, knowing that Lucky was on a huge time crunch, but the MVP of that round had to be Ed. Incredible Marshall shot, then able to pick up the rifle, find 2 more on the out from the Rolling Thunder from McGee. That was just really played to perfection there by Canisius.
Now,
4 members of the defending team have ults available. These 2 roll up to dish, and McGee can find 1. Will he find Argos on the other end? Yes, he will. Wow.
I said McGee is the one to look towards if you want to get rounds going. If you want to get advantages found, McGee is who you got to turn to. Before they were on a jet, I believe, in the maps I saw them play yesterday. But now, on this breach, definitely a different agent entirely, and a very different style of how you want to play. Much more utility-focused. Do they find it as Barry? Oh, Barry turns away, and that costs Eds their life. Because now it's going to be a little bit of pressure here onto A. Do they get the rotates in? No, the rotate is stopped there. Poba doing a bit of damage, doing a lot of damage actually, down to 2 HP, and I don't think the heal is available, so that's going to be, that breach is going to be low for a very long time.
Oh, and this leaves enough space for the easy rotation of B site. The spike is going to go down just as the defending members enter the site. That's the danger of a site like Fracture. You lease control over for 1 second, and either site could be theirs for the taking. The Canisius take it back. Claw, the Empress, Banana with the res, then the kill onto Lucky. 4v2, Lear to go in, Gyro's at 2 health, can't see a thing. Oh, he does though. Finds 1, and just as Sergeant McGee turns around, finds him, finds Claw next, up against Poba. 2 health left, Poba has to take 1 shot and finish things off. Once again, Canisius just barely getting away with it, 3-5.
And they're starting to gather some momentum here. Off the back, Sergeant McGee finding those 2 picks so early in the round. Crucial in the 1v2. No utility being used or expended to figure that out either, to find those picks. And if Sergeant McGee is able to do that, especially combined with the fact that Claw as well can definitely be hitting some shots for them, can be winning some duels for them, I think it is going to be a little bit harder than Marist might have thought, you know? I think Marist may have been a little bit too much hubris going into this match, and now they're starting to feel the force of that mistake.
Canisius now on the climb back. Marist has to find a way in still, but
Yep.
Sergeant McGee so confident at this point. They know that the economy's running dry. Because of that, they can capitalize and take yet another round relatively quickly here, but not to a point where they get too greedy. McGee taking all the space he needs to just to get a pick or 2. And there is pick and number 2. And you find 3. Knows where Argos is. Now he also knows where Johnny is. Backs out in time to avoid the pickoff. Sky Smoke now covering up the tracks. That neither person can really get a clean shot. Banana stuck with that classic and lob a couple pot shots and doesn't die along the way. Clean plant now, so side is still in control of Marist, but it's a 3v4.
3v4. Still gonna be a tough task for Marist. They have a man on site. It's gonna be Yellow Bros. If they can find a pick here, starting it out. Yep, there it is. Poba's gone. They can swing again. They have knives. Not gonna need to use it to take out Sergeant McGee. They're on track for the ace, but instead Argos gonna end that. Find the kill on Claw. Only a quadra for Yellow Bros, but still an amazing round from the Jet there, who finds the advanced position on site to allow them to win it out in a dire position. Down a man, and they still get it done.
That was a great territorial impact. They never dealt with Argos on that high ground, and so from the drop, you were able to get a second location, second LOS, and because of that, everyone was still so intimidated to move in on somebody as vulnerable in a position as Yellow Bros, right up on that spike, right behind a wall, bangable position. But hey, if anybody on the drop, Johnny, Argos, if they peek out, then you are going to die. Because of that, Canisius, they were backed up for too long, and then they approached a little too methodically, one by one. So Marist, they could complete, they could get the guaranteed 6 rounds going into the swap. We head into round number 10. Hunter's Fury early on, but Claw's the one to find a pick first. Johnny goes down quick, and Poba with the Hunter's Fury to try and capitalize on the momentum that Canisius gets off of that kill. Doesn't find a thing. Now 4v4.
4v4 comes down. Arcade is going to get pressured right there, and Poba taking out the trademark. Loses their life for it on the peak, and now Yelbows goes through. Sergeant McGee does have the ultimate to work with here to try and repel this push. 2v4 though, the res does come down. Sergeant McGee, everything's on their shoulders, but they don't know that. They don't know that the rotate's gonna come out from Marist. They're gonna have to react accordingly, but no. Gyro shuts that down. Breach on breach violence does end up in Gyro's favor. Now this Sage is all alone.
It's just lucky, and I don't even know if they want to push. They might just want to lurk and save their gun at this point. Sorry, not Lucky, Banana. They might just want to save their gun at this point. If they reapproach, then a lot of money lost going into these final 2 rounds. Canisius, those are rounds they cannot afford to lose. But gonna end up approaching in through this tunnel. Maybe potentially lurking next to it. Lurking in Fracture is so difficult just because there's so much open space wherever you go. You have to look so many different directions to make sure you don't get ambushed on the retrieval. Argos watching that tunnel. Yeah, Banana's just going to lurk on the outside of that tunnel waiting for the retreat. But again, in a big map like Fracture, that retreat may not end up going all the way through. Banana does hear it. They have patience to peek. Argos does, but Banana can find it. Can they find Lucky? No. And finish things off as the round once again goes the way of Marist.
A little bit of damage there. They found the second. Would have been a perfect exit frag play. Not going to find it. Instead, 7-3. 2 more rounds left in this half. The best you can hope for if you're Canisius is that 7-5. And the worst case scenario is the 9-3. Both of those, 7-5, very doable. 9-3, I mean, it's kind of weird, you think. Only 2 round difference, but it does make such a huge amount more effort on your side, and it makes it so much harder and much less likely to make that comeback. But still a possibility. No one's out of this just yet. We've seen good things from Canisius before. And on the attack, this is an attacker-sided map. Even if it's just so slightly, it could make some magic work.
Marist all together now this time. Orbital strike in the tunnel, and oh, Poba gets clipped by the edge of it. That's a quick entrance tool, as B-Point is completely under the control of Marist. Just like that. The quick attack did indeed pay off. Now comes the post-plant rotation. Everyone trying to find a way in through mid, well as the very entrance that Marist took. McGee is the first to strike, finds Yellow Bros on that defensive end, but Johnny can strike right back, and there's a lot of presence gone from one end, but there's 2 other that need to be worried about. Claw's gone on the first, and Banana's the only one left there, can pick up the Sheriff because of it, and now the only member remaining can find Lucky on the Sky Smoke, dissipating, but that's all they find. 3 members of Marist stand. We head into the final round of the half.
Last round in the half.
Hoping for an 8-4 here if you're Canisius. And I think what we've seen time and time again, these fast hits are coming in from Marist, right? On any site. But what you're seeing is 1 or 2 members, usually Sergeant McGee and Claw, they're pushing super far into the extremities to try and find value. And what happens is, if the push comes in on a different side of the site, they kind of just get forced out, right? They overwhelm the 1, maybe 2 people on site with their massive numbers advantage. They don't have breach utility to help them out a lot of the time because Sergeant McGee is going to look for that push. And they get overwhelmed on site, and then the breach has to go for the retake instead of being on that site. They're going to ult early, really. There's no follow-up. Kind of an odd decision.
I think they assumed that Marist would have gained a little more distance by that point. You saw McGee entered in through that door just as the ult came in, but Poba's the one to find a pick or 2. The wall bangs through to get Lucky. Now a 3v4.
Got the spike.
So that's the first pick with the Blade Storm, and Spike gets picked up.
Ooh.
Nobody there to cover everything, and Claw's watching in that tunnel does find Gyro. That's 2v4 at this point. McGee entering in the blind. There's one on Yellow and can finish things off onto Johnny. A quick and easy round number 12. He'll be Canisius, only 4 rounds behind Marist.
Switching sides.
Yes. And 8-4 is acquired. Comebackable. For sure. For Canisius. How do they go about doing it? Are they playing for pinch plays? Are they playing slower? Are they going to go the Marist route? Are they going to go super aggro onto sites and try to overwhelm? We'll see that in just a moment, but it's going to be pistols instead. Pistol, very different from full buy rounds in terms of the strategy you do employ. A lot of teams actually have pistol strats in terms of what they want to do. Looks like they're going to go for a pitch on B. They're leaning that way to start. How fast it will be is yet to be seen. As we're seeing from Marist, their Jet and their Breach, the Flash and Dash mayhaps be making a comeback here, as they're going to look for an aggressive push out of B main, and then try to get a pick and then back off of it. We'll see if that ends up working for them.
Very aggressive front line here from Yellow Bros. Does find the sight line, but sees 3 members and thinks not to engage. Instead, it's going to be Gyro hopping in. Does not find anything because of it. So now they're sitting alone on B site. How quickly is the rest of Marist going to get this memo that they need to rotate, and they need to do it now for Yellow Bros have any shot at surviving? In fact, it's Yellow Bros who's going to back up even more. So much free space. Given to Canisius on this entrance, and so much taken away immediately. Yellow Bros and Argos opening picks with sniper pistols all their own. Claw can finish things off on Argos, so it's still a 3v3, but the spike has not gone down yet.
I'm a Rainer on a pistol round with a Ghost, which means basically can get a shield on them, a full shield. 1k credits on an ability. As that finds their win, their dual win. If they get the pick on Lucky here, maybe they can save the Reyna. Right now, it's just at 10 HP in a dream. Jet is low, but it still have to deal with a full HP, almost full HP Sage.
No charges left.
And that is going to be a challenge.
This spike might just be free upon the heal. Oh, but Et has rotated all the way under now. Couldn't land her shots. Yeah, that's gonna be over and done with. Has to rush in. Oh, Yellow whiffs the Sheriff shot, so Ed has a free entrance in. Whips the second one, but can finish things off quickly and efficiently. Ed doesn't even bother to get another shot off. 9-4, Marist.
9-4 to Marist, and they won that pistol. You know what that means? Anti-eco time. What are you gonna do here if you're Canisius? They might make the call to force buy. It looks like that was an idea being thought of. Martial light armor was questioned by Et. Should we go for this? Maybe Claw, who got a fair bit of money off of frags that round. Looking towards the Sheriff in light armor. And this is kind of doable because of Reyna. You don't need to buy a full armor in a round to get armor value. Always useful. But now it's going to be Marist going on the defensive, trying to repel this potentially very quick Canisius attack. And it looks like they already have rotates coming through in terms of that Brimstone.
Another attempted sandwich. Claw not land the shots on the Sheriff, and it's whittled down to 51. Already punished so much. You don't expect Canisius to win this round, but you expect them to at least do some damage along the way. With an aggressive pincer like this, have some sightlines cut down. How opened up B point is, Marist knows. These sightlines are not to be trifled with. How long can B site be opened up before Marist has had enough and finish things off? Might be trying to bluff this rotation, as the spike is sitting very far away on that staircase from B site right now. After the concussed, Johnny will fall. A 5v4. Arrow takes their place, but Claw is now healed up, thanks to that final blow. McGee about to peek over on Argos, but he's ready with the Marshal. The next one comes in. Oh, misses the headshot.
30 seconds left.
And has to rendezvous back because of it. But A side is still under the control, and that is indeed where Canisius is going to rotate. Poba finally takes care of Argos on the re-rotation. Claw moving in with the Sheriff. Beautiful backup on a gyro, but Yellow already between the Venom screen.
10 seconds.
Finds Claw. Knows one is upstairs on drop. Doesn't care about it. Only deals with Banana in one shot. Ed is up on drop. The only remaining member. Yellow can find her as well. Now 10-4. Marist pick themselves up after a couple hiccups in that second round, but they were able to find it.
Able to find it, and that's kind of what you expect the scoreline to look like, but not in how it went down. That was a very close round up until that frag came out on the site for Yellow Bros, and then it kind of fell into place for them. I mean, Yellow Bros, look at the match they're having right now. 25-7. They are really doing a lot of work for their team here. And we kind of seen that before with Marist in previous matches, that Yellow Bros has been a big standout for them. And this match proves to be no different.
Really is an incredible KDA, and there's still a couple more rounds Marist is looked for to improve that. Upon the flashpoint, Yellow Bros is going to back out upon that really aggressive first hold. This isn't even necessarily a bonus here for Canisius. Marist has made themselves so much eco in these first 2 rounds thanks to such a dominant display that they have pretty solid guns here as well. They are not looking to give Canisius a breath of fresh air for a second. They're looking to finish this off now. They can head into this next match heads held high and still pretty energized. One still held pretty high up. Another attempt at a pincer. Johnny spots Poba. How many more does he spot? Nobody's really checked that high ground yet. Whiffing some shots, though. Johnny will fall on the rise up from Poba. Not losing too much health because of it in the process. Everyone's still trying to hold at finding Yellow Bros. Gyro the only one trading out so far, but it's now a 4v2. This will be a bonus round going the way of Canisius, especially with the help of a Viper's Pit from Et, planting that spike along with it.
If that shot came through the Viper's Pit, that would have been disastrous, but not going to be some extra sensory capabilities there for the chamber. Instead, going to have to slow play this. Argos is holding off Sergeant McGee. If this swing does come through, they could lose their life for it. They do have the rendezvous set up. No, it's actually Claw catching them from another angle, but Lucky sways down 2 through the Viper's Pit. Wasn't even aiming for Ed, but finds it nonetheless. There's Sergeant McGee to shut it down, though. A little bit dangerous, a little bit spicy at the end, but safe hands of Sergeant McGee leads them to that 5th round.
Yeah, nice 2K there, but Lucky, but the sightlines were covered enough. Still a 4v1. Nice flank there by Claw to make sure that that Tour de Force couldn't have any effect, and everyone can move in the second that Lucky was trying to approach, which they needed to in just a moment, especially thanks to that Viper's Pit going down. Now Canisius dealing with a fully kitted Marist, including Johnny on an Odin. God knows why. Yellow Bro's gonna use that Blade Storm. Et only has a Marshall. Enough damage was done the previous round to the point where Canisius does not have a full kit this 4th final showdown. This is where you're supposed to be fully stocked up. Sadly, that is not the case. Poba approaching and doesn't know where the jet is. That doesn't necessarily mean you know where the jet's going. It's really aggressive defense from Argos on the tunnel. Nobody's going to expect him, and Recon Bolt doesn't even see him.
Right there.
Is McGee going to turn? Oh, he knows he's there for sure and does find the kill. I don't know how they knew, but they knew. Quick attacking approach onto A site with the help of Claw, who has activated that Empress as well. Plant will go down without a...
Always interesting to see those plays where you're like, do they know them in the corner? They see the ping come on, like, oh, they know. Oh, they know. And Sergeant McGee, with that read, does end up getting them onto the site now, but the picks are coming through. A lot of damage already accrued, and Lucky spamming high does find it. The wall comes out. Though no one knows Barry is here, they find 2 because of it. Now, only the Brimstone remains. Johnny with the Odin trying to come into the site, but every angle is covered, and you even have the Sova coming through from spawn. You don't expect that in the slightest. They're going to be smoking it off the tunnels, but they don't see it, right? Poba behind with the backstab. And this is becoming a little bit more of a reality for Canisius in terms of this comeback.
Nice climb back there, especially from Banana. Nobody was watching every sightline. When you go to approach that spike, you can't walk in with that much bravado, especially when you don't have every corner checked. And with that much space that Marist has consistently been giving Canisius, then you have to check a lot of corners. And Marist, either they didn't think they had enough time or they thought the corners were indeed checked and they got punished for it. Now it is going to be Canisius that has the fully kitted setup. Marist that has to climb back. Only one ult to their name.
And every time I see this, I'm more and more kind of weirded out by that 13-0. I don't know if that was a forfeit or what it was, but I mean, this does not seem like a team that will get 13-0 like this. They are fighting back in a spectacular fashion. And already, Claw is going to be making their way in with these Leers. No one on site to stop them. It's going to be a retake setup now. With these lesser guns even, so it's going to be quite a rough state unless Yellow Bros does that and the ult comes in to stop the plant. This is dangerous right now if they make a play off of that concussion, but they don't. I was a little late. They're not concussed anymore.
Yeah, Wasn't enough time once again. They gave him too much space, and they thought they could run him with the Rolling Thunder. They couldn't. They got punished for it. Now, 4v3. One through mid, one through the back. Okay, no one longer through mid. Johnny is gone. Yellow Bros still sitting with that sniper up top, but nobody's going to really give him a benefit of the doubt until McGee pops out and says, hello, how do you do? Takes care of him. Just down to Lucky. Again, it's an eco for Marist, but that doesn't make it any more impressive or any less impressive for Canisius, as they've made it 7-10.
7-10 already. And a lot of work is getting done here. Flaw and Sergeant McGee are showing up, and even the supporting pieces, right? They're starting to pull some multi-frags in these critical rounds, right? Barry in the corner. Hoba finds some frags sometimes on the rotates and gets the backstabs off. They've been doing a great job of kind of repelling the retakes coming in here for Marist. They've not been able to get these retakes going for them. And the site takes as well, it seems like there's not like hard anchors. They're kind of all playing away from site. They have no one to kind of pressure them from multiple angles. They're getting onto site and then saying, okay, they're going to be coming from spawn, from other angles, the rendezvous out. Oh, it doesn't quite catch them because of it.
Yeah, that's the Hunter's Fury already gone. Nice rendezvous usage
Again,
there.
off-site.
We knew someone was there, yeah. Rolling Thunder is gone for the entrance tool, but again, the space had to be given, and that's all that Canisius has needed so far. Argos trading out some damage here. Ed gets a free plant, but Lucky can find a shot or two. Argos will finally get shock bolted out, but not before killing the person that let that shock bolt fly. Gyro, nice turn, and upon the res, Marist has found their footing once more and could look to make it a 5-0. Is that the only one left at only 4 health? They try and find the damage. Yes, they do. Johnny will get the defusal off. It will be 11-7. Marist back on top.
Finally have stopped that momentum that was accruing there for Canisius. It was a very hectic setup on that site. The spam comes through. It doesn't only kill 2 people, but also puts that Viper to 3 HP. The res comes out very late. There's no space for it. Gyro's already decided to push. Gyro can just swing on freely. There's no one to trade. Everyone's getting either in a res animation or falling back. Gyro basically just clears every angle on site by themselves, gets the frags they need. And the pressure back onto Canisius. They don't have any more room to give. One more round, they're forcing it overtime. It's gonna have to go to overtime if they want to win this map, if they lose another one. That's what you want to avoid at all times. Overtime is a grueling and very draining task to go through. And that's not what you want so early on in these group stage today.
Another pincer on to B site, but it's got to be slower now that Canisius knows that they're up against a bigger threat. Marist. Everybody's going to be holding really safely, though, on this site, which might lead to an easy rotation from Canisius with some time to spare. Lucky is the only one watching onto A site, but they have a pretty solid sight line towards it. As long as they don't get caught up by mid, which is being covered by Argos right now, and oh, might actually peek this corner to find somebody. No, not yet. They're still taking their time with this, trying to find their pathway. Everyone's so spread, but the spike is going the way of point A. Right through main tunnel while 2 still hold B. And Banana comes around from dish. Yellow finding a 2K. The lineup was perfect. Now the only attack left is on point A, and that's the go signal for everybody from Marist to rotate on over through mid. Ed will be able to get the plant off for free, but it's not behind a wall-bangable surface, so he has to back out before it can get planted all the way. Going for it again, they hear it, and they know where Ed is! Argo finds the pick! Now only 2 members left. Pobo can find nothing. It's Banana that finds a pick instead, but the only one they do find. Match point now for Marist.
Yep, and here's the disaster. Gonna have to go to overtime if you want to win this, but even just to do that, you're gonna need to win 5 in a row. And man, that is not a fun task, as the defenders are actually going to be calling here. Marist going to be calling this timeout. They want to finish this out. They want to get moving on to their next game, to prep for their next match, their next opponent. They don't know if they were expecting this tough of a task here that they had to get put through. But they've definitely been put through the ringer so far. This has not been a quiet series for Canisius. They have been fighting back at every opportunity. And at many points, looked like it could put a dagger into Marist's back and really just take them out when they were least expecting it. But Marist has regrouped, and they avoided that threat for now. And this timeout is just to secure that one last time. We're going to finish without 13-7 is what they're hoping.
To end this out right now. Canisius has to plan this so perfectly as Marist has a really, really great setup at the moment. They have all their shields, they have all their guns, they have everything they need to finish this off right now. The question is, can they get it done? Can they finish this off right now, or is Canisius going to find that counter snowball, get momentum going, and take us to extra innings? This is the game that was perceived to be the closest by the records, but of course, a 13-0 is certainly a little less appealing than a game with a caliber as this. Canisius definitely proving they have the spunk, the guts, the gumption to be able to carry through a game against their peers, but can they win one? Marist is looking to stop that right now. A lot of resources launched the way of Gyro, can still peek through this Lear and finds something, but McGee finds two on a Johnny and Gyro with the help of the Aftershock. Illabro's jumping in, finding McGee, tailwinding back with a little bit of health left. Yellow now stuck in this slow orb for a moment, and the Viper's Pit comes up now from Et on relatively minimal health. Lucky trying to peek through, but Pope is on the other end waiting for him. Now 2v3, and Yellow can find Et during the decay on the pit. Will fall. Now back up to what little health he still had. 42. Swings around. Makes the defusal. Still finds the pick on a banana thanks to Argos. And they can turn into the tunnel. Find Poba. Marist will win it out. 13-7.
Yeah, that defusal could have costed them. Potentially, if not for Argos saving the day right there. Yellowbows could have easily gone down, but instead Argos is there with the trade. Kind of bamboozling both me and I guess the Sage right there. As it's going to be a 13-7 here for Marist, but Canisius, they fought tooth and nail for that one. They proved to be fighting and have a fighting chance. And really, I'm kind of excited to see what they continue to do against other teams and in other matchups. I mean, so far for this group, it's kind of been a determination of the top and the bottom right now. Georgetown, like you said, smacking everyone. Fairfield at the bottom position. And it's these two teams that fight it out in the middle. And I definitely think it's a close race for that second position, but for right now, it is going to be Marist claiming it.
Marist still wins out that second spot on the podium. Now 2-0 against Canisius. When we come back, Marist will have their shot once again at redemption against Georgetown. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.